Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad all my friends are here today. I thought I would give you a heads up that China has issued an advisory, a warning to its people to stock up on food for at least a year. Beijing shoppers stocked up on cabbage, rice, and flour for the winter on Wednesday, after the government urged people to keep stores of basic goods in case of emergencies, though they didn't tell them what the emergency could be. Wednesday, after panic buying, the government assured them that there was sufficient supplies after people started complaining about shortages on the shelves. The Ministry of Commerce on Monday published what they say is a seasonal notice encouraging authorities to do a good job in ensuring food supplies and stable prices ahead of the winter, following a recent spike in prices of vegetables and a growing outbreak of COVID-19. According to one article that I read, there has been new testing for COVID throughout the country. In one city, Chengdu, they confirmed that there was one case of COVID there. And in southwest China's Xinjiang province, there was also a report of one new outbreak there. Here's an image of medical staff queried to enter a residential community after reporting one new outbreak of the virus. And images of people lining up. Down here, it'll show you that there, in fact, was only one person reportedly had been confirmed to have the COVID-19. Here's another image showing how the community was locked down, supposedly because of this new one-person outbreak. So because China was not clear about why people should stock up on daily necessities, in case they said of an emergency, it prompted confusion, sending many people rushing to the supermarkets for extra supplies of cooking oil and rice. China's cabinet late on Wednesday said it would guarantee supplies of daily necessities, including meat and vegetables, and stabilize prices, state media reported. Well, China's instructions for people to stock up pushed up domestic edible oil futures as well as Malaysian palm oil. It's going to be a cold winter and we want to make sure we have enough to eat, said one woman, loading rice onto a bicycle outside a supermarket in central Beijing. A long line formed at the supermarket cabbage stall, and people bought supplies of vegetables that is traditionally stored at home and consumed over winter months. Things like potatoes, yams, squash, onions, things like that. We've had shortages here too in the United States. Well, evidently they're also experiencing that there in China. First it was the trade war, then the pandemic, and then all the ships that couldn't get unloaded here in the United States. China has been adding some heat to Taiwan with its recent flyovers. And yeah, it puts the U.S. right there in the middle. Are they actually preparing for war? Or are they preparing for a cold winter? People will give up eating food just to keep their houses warm. They're talking about here in the U.S. that this winter the heating cost is going to double, possibly triple. Is China expecting the same thing for their people to do? To give up eating just to stay warm? I believe it was 2010 was China's worst cold snap in over 60 years. This here is an image from the snow and some of the weather that they got back in 2010. China's National Meteorological Center is predicting a plunge in temperatures over the weekend in the northwest, southwest, and most central and eastern regions. And then some cities, including Tianjin in the north and Wuhan further south, have released winter vegetables from stockpiles for sales at lower prices in supermarkets. But the panic buying continued throughout Wednesday, with several people complaining online of empty supermarket shelves, attributed largely to a growing COVID-19 outbreak. Well, evidently that isn't happening. China reported its highest number of new locally transmitted COVID-19 cases in almost 3 months. And that was today, Wednesday, including 9 new cases in Beijing, the biggest one-day increase in the capital this year. 9 new cases. Even bulk rice was stripped off a shelf, said a resident in the southern city of Nanjing, a posting that was on China's microblog Weibo. So why is China really telling its people to stock up on food for a year? Not just for the winter months. They're saying to make sure you have enough food for a year. Is it a coming war? Is it a new outbreak of COVID or some other virus? Is it going to be the high cost of keeping your homes warm this winter, where people are going to have to make a choice between food and staying warm? You realize that more people actually die from the cold in the winter than from the heat? If China is telling their people to prepare for an emergency, and they're not specific in what the emergency is, I think we should be too. Global Times had an article which I shared on Twitter. It said China issued action plan on saving food amid warning of global shortage. China has issued an action plan on saving food to push forward the implementation of an anti-food waste law that was adopted in April. Now, another post, 6 Chinese military planes entered Taiwan's ADIZ. This ain't the first time. On October 31st, they sent 8 military planes into their no-fly zone. Another article that was posted yesterday by Taiwan News, it says the defense minister on Tuesday refuted an allegation that Taiwan could suffer 240,000 casualties in the first wave of an invasion by China. On October 30th, I posted on Twitter how a U.S.-American submarine, the USS Connecticut, sustained damage with a head-on collision with an object that was about the size of a pint in the South China Sea. India Express had more information about this Sea Wolf class submarine. The sub nose had been taken out, suggesting its bow sonar system was damaged in the incident on October 2nd. Shortly after that incident, one of our fast attack submarines came into port. The crew didn't get off. They loaded something and then quickly left. And then today was posted, actually yesterday it was posted, saying that it was a training exercise to reload the U.S. Navy submarine, USS Frank Cable. Reload exercise with the Los Angeles class fast attack submarine, USS Hamilton. China accuses the U.S. of lack of transparency over sub-accident. China on Tuesday accused the U.S. of a lack of transparency and responsibility of an accident in the South China Sea. So right after this accident, this supposed accident where the nose of the submarine sonar, it was basically blind, everything was damaged, we sent out the USS Frank Cable, and now yesterday, they're saying it was a drill. Right. The Sea Wolf class fast attack submarine, the USS Connecticut, collided in the South China Sea, left 11 sailors injured, forced it to surface, struck on uncharted seamount in international waters. They have several pictures here. We got one there showing the sub, another one, and then a map of where this accident supposedly happened. So evidently, because its sonar was destroyed, damaged, it ended up grounded in an uncharted seamount. A pint-sized object took out the submarine's sensors. It was blind. But now the U.S. military is saying it didn't see the seamount. It wasn't a pint-sized object that took out the sonar, that it actually ran into this seamount. Right. Maybe this is why Biden at the G20 summit made a speech talking about how wars can start by accident. I'll give you a link to the Twitter news post. Yeah, it's in this video right here at the very end where he talks about how wars can start, and he wasn't worried that China didn't show up at the summit, and the fact that they didn't show up just shows how they're losing control across the world, and he wasn't so much worried about them and their influence or even a coming war. But yet now China is stocking up on food for an undeclared possible future emergency. And it's creating a lot of confusion there in China. Yeah, people are panicking. They're, wiping out the stores, spending what money they can. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much for your support. I'm also on Patreon if you wish to support my work. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.